At the University of Alabama at Birmingham today, ICU nurse Barbara Thornton learned that one of her COVID patients in her 20s had just died.
It's really sad to see people so sick and to see their families suffer because they can't be with them in the hospital.
Did you think that there would be another wave of this?
I honestly didn't. I thought that we were on the other side of it.
And yet, hospitalizations in Alabama have soared more than 300% since July 1st. Just 34% of the state's population is fully vaccinated, the lowest rate in the country.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks. It's the unvaccinated folks that are letting us down.
Over the weekend, this hospital saw a sharp rise in COVID patients from 35 to 48, far less than it had seen back in January. But these patients are much younger.
I think there are a number of reasons that people are hesitant to get vaccinated here. There's a lot of mistrust of government mandates, of guidance that comes down from on high.
Here and across the South, that mistrust runs deep. Tennessee-based conservative radio host Phil Valentine didn't think he needed the vaccine, but now has changed course after getting COVID and ending up at the hospital in serious condition.
His not getting it influenced other people not to get it, and that is the regret of his life.
Medevac pilot Ricky Ham did get vaccinated, but tested positive 3 days after getting the shot before it fully took effect. He'd spend 187 days at the hospital, and now has this message for those still skeptical.
Nobody wants to go through this, and a lot of people that went through this didn't come out. Is it worth not taking a shot? That, to me, is stupid.
Here in Birmingham, this hospital's lab says that all 31 of its most recent COVID samples have come back positive for the Delta variant.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.